What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the McFarlane Toys McFarlane Collector Editions wave with 3 more figures. So first up we have Starfire. So again, we have these where they're higher in price, come with at least supposed to be a little more accessories, and they come with stands for the cards and all that, which is cool. So yeah, first off we have Starfire, of course, from the Teen Titans. Very nice with that design. And we were also able to get the platinum version, so we do have her sister of Blackfire as well. So that's pretty cool. It stinks it was a platinum since it's a whole nother character, of being her sister, but it is cool that they did make that and we were able to get it. Then we do also have Captain Boomerang, but in this I want to say unfortunately we got the platinum as well, which we want the normal one, but we got the platinum. So we are planning on getting the normal one, but yeah, we do have the platinum where he's more of the White Lantern. So of course you can't see it, but he has some of the White Lantern logo on his shirt, so that is pretty cool. But nice to have Captain Boomerang in that design. And then finally we have Penguin, so just the normal Penguin here, and looks pretty nice. Love this design. This is always how I picture Penguin, so very cool to have that as well. So I'm super excited to check out these 3 figures. So let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. Now let's start off with Starfire, whose real name is Coriander, and she's the princess of Tamaran, and she was captured by the Scions and experimented on to see how much energy she could absorb before exploding, but she was able to escape with her new starboard abilities that she gained from the experiment and made her way to Earth, where she got help from the Teen Titans, and they brought her onto the team as Starfire, and she developed a relationship with Dick Grayson. Now as a Tamarian, she has physiology of superhuman strength, durability, and flight, pyrokinesis, energy absorption, and of course her starbolts gotten from the experiment. And overall she looks pretty nice here, nice design. Now I do have to have her on a stand already, because with those high heels and small feet I cannot get her to stand at all, so have a lot of issues getting her to stand, so I'll have to fight with that a lot today. But overall looks pretty good. So she does have the darker skin tone, so almost like this orange sort of skin. We see it there on her face, shoulders, and on her thighs, with this nice purple outfit which looks nice. So we get like this skin tight piece from her neck all the way down to her crotch, and then as well as the arm. So from her biceps down, and I love the different shades. So we get the darker purple as well, this lighter purple. It's almost like a really light blue. It looks like a powdery blue, but we get it with the gloves as well as the boots there down her feet. So from the thighs down with the lighter colors on the knees, upper thighs, and at the bottom of her shoes, kind of matching with the gloves and stuff. So that all looks nice. She got the nice green eyes, the jewel there on her neck as well, and then her long hair. So she has red up top that transitions as it goes down into the orange, and really nice long design. So of course with that long big bulkier hair there as well doesn't help with getting her to stand, but overall she does look really nice. So it's awesome to have her, especially to be able to add her with our Teen Titans. But for movements, we have their head that will twist around. Of course, with the hair, it's going to get in the way, but can twist side to side, look down that far, and then look up just straight on because of the hair in the back. But then the shoulders will come up to 90 and rotate around. And of course, it has like the butterfly joint, but on this doesn't really do much of anything. But then we get the bicep twist at the top of the glove, the double elbow joint that'll bend pretty much all the way up on itself there, with the wrist that'll twist all the way around, of course, with those blended joints and can hinge back and forth. Then we go to the ab crunch. So under her chest, she's get the crunch back and forth. It doesn't really crunch too much, but can twist around as well. And then especially at the waist, crunch and twist all the way around. Then we get the hips that will come up pretty close to 90 out to the side that far. Pretty much no thigh twist on her, just a little bit back and forth. The double knee joint that will bend up that far to the back, almost kicking her butt. And then the foot will flex back and forth and can twist side to side with the toe joint on the end. So as usual with the McFarlanes, has pretty good range of movements overall, but of course with the real thin legs and everything, like I said, it's hard to get her to stand, and then matching up with that long hair in the back, she's just a really hard character to get to stand up, unfortunately. But accessory wise, she does come with effects for her powers, so we get these energy effects we can put on her hands, which unfortunately I can't figure out how to get them on her hands at least to stay, so I just have them barely sitting on her hands. So move a little bit and they'd fall right off, but there she at least has the effects of her powers, which look pretty nice, again with the nice green going against her darker orange skin, her red hair, and her purple outfit stands out quite a bit there and looks nice. We of course do get a stand for her, like the actual stand she came with was the flight stand, so we do have this that we could put her up in. Of course I don't want to have her too high up out of the camera, but obviously it'd work much better keep her up off the ground in the flying position, so I'll just leave her like this. But she does come with the flight stand, and then we get her card. So there's a nice picture of her. It looks pretty nice comparison wise there. So even get the green effects there on her hand, so that looks nice. And of course on the back we have her story, and it says an alien princess in exile, Coriander of Tamaran, escaped a lifetime of brutality as a slave and lab rat for the Citadel and the Scions. Years after manifesting incredible energy powers, she led a revolt and escaped to Earth. An engine of righteous fury, she fights to ensure no other beings have to endure the pain and indignity that ruin ruined her life. So there's a little bit more story about her there that is pretty cool. And of course, also for this card design, we do also get the stands to put it in with these. So the McFarlane Collector's Edition come with those stands, so we can put the card in there with her like that. But of course, as I showed in the opening, we did also get her sister of Blackfire. So of course, going to be very similar in design and all that. But Blackfire's real name is Commander, and she's the older sister of Starfire that hated her sister because she didn't have the Temerian powers and was denied to be the next in line to be princess. So of course, she always resented her sister that it then got passed on to. But nice to have her. Of course, this is a chase, so it should just be a complete repaint, which it is. But I feel they changed it too much, giving us a whole nother character instead of just a repaint. But it looks nice with the different costume design, with being all black and silver. Of course, has the same sort of orange skin design. She has black hair though, a purple jewel on her chest, and then red eyes this time. And she does come with some purple effects and everything else that her sister did. So it's cool that we were able to get the platinum as well to have her sister. But it just stinks, like I said, that's a whole other separate character, but they made it a chase to get it, so that stinks. But overall though, it is really cool to have Starfire, and now that we have her, we can add her in with the rest of our Teen Titans. And there she is with our Teen Titans of Nightwing Kid, Flash, Raven, and Beast Boy. So all we need is a cyborg now to go with them. So very cool to add her in with our Teen Titans and to get her in the figure at all. And next up, we have Captain Boomerang, whose real name is George Harkness. He was raised in poverty in Australia, and one day in school, he crafted a boomerang and discovered that he had great skills with the weapon and decided to use it to rob a general store. And years later, he would eventually become a spokesman for a toy company's boomerang product as Captain Boomerang, but during this time, he robbed a jewelry store, leading to many confrontations with the Flash, and would eventually become a member of his Rogues Gallery. So very cool to get Captain Boomerang. Now, unfortunately, this is the White Lantern version, so it is the Platinum Chase version, which with the White Lantern, he was resurrected by the White Light during the Brightest Day event. And if you didn't know already, part of his power is that he has Boomerang Mastery and uses many forms of boomerangs, so has a bunch of like trick boomerangs. So overall, looks cool here. Like I said, not the normal Captain Boomerang. We will get the normal one eventually, but looks pretty nice with this design. Again, this is the White Lantern, so he's got all these little much lighter colors. So he's got this light like baby blue trench coat over the top, so pretty nice trench coat or duster, whatever you want to call it, with the high collar coming up here in the back. And it's got like a nice leather design. Obviously it's probably like a pleather, but it feels pretty nice and slick. And then you can see some of this extra material in here. I really like the design of whatever fabric that is in there. Then we also get a fabric scarf around his neck, so this light blue scarf there as well, with his shirt underneath. So we get this gray shirt that of course has the White Lantern logo, of course covered up by this strap, but White Lantern logo on there with the strap coming around with his boomerangs. Then we get his face that looks pretty good. So he's got the nice long mutton chops and like the red hair design. Of course, nice angry looking face with the beanie or hat on his head, whatever you want to call it there, with the boomerang little logo on it. So that looks pretty nice, again in the same color that matches the jacket. We get some gloves there. It's like a bluish gray, like it's a lighter blue, but also darker of the lighter blue. Like compared to this, it's darker. So whatever color that is, that sort of matches with his pants as well. So he has more like these tactical pants that have nice like straps around there with pockets all around his belt there. And then all the way down to those military style boots that come up pretty high towards his knee, all tied up there. So overall, he looks pretty cool. So obviously he'll have pretty similar design when we get the normal Boomerang. He'll just be in darker like blue and gray colors. But for movements, his head will twist all the way around, and he can look down that far and up that far, so just a little bit of head movement back and forth. We get the shoulders, so it'll kind of be hard to do. I don't know if we should take the jacket off. So there, without the jacket and scarf, we can do it. So the shoulders come up to 90 with the butterfly a little bit and rotate around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends there, so pretty much all the way up on itself, with the wrist that'll twist around and hinge back and forth. Then we get the ab crunch just under his chest, so crunch back and forth and twist all the way around. And then at the waist, he'll crunch a little bit back and forth and twist all the way around. Then we get the hips that can come up that far, so pretty much to 90 and out to the side. Not fully splits, but has a tiny bit of a thigh twist in it. And the double knee joint that'll bend up that far to the back, not far from kicking his butt. And then down to his foot that'll rock back and forth and can twist side to side with the toe joint on the end. So he works out pretty decently. Obviously, you had to get the jacket and stuff off to get better range of movements and all that, but for what he's got, he does work out pretty well. Now, accessory-wise, he does come with some additional hands, so we get some open, splayed out finger hands, so that'd be good, if he just threw a boomerang. But then, of course, for boomerangs, we have to have him to hold it, so we get these grip hands as well, so we can switch these out so he can hold boomerangs. And of course, with this being Captain Boomerang, he has to have some boomerangs. So here we get a boomerang. We actually get 2 of them that we can give to him, but we can just take these and put them in his hand. But of course, just like Batman and his batarangs, it's kind of hard to really get it into his hand to really hold it like he's going to be throwing it or anything. So that's the best I can get there. So of course, with that, we can go and put his jacket back on just to complete more of that look. So there he is all put back together, but of course the jacket does take up a lot of room for him. But we do get this normal stand to put him on so we can help that. So that'll keep him standing there. And of course we get his cards, a nice picture of him, of Captain Boomerang there throwing a boomerang. Of course on the back we have that his real name is George Digger Harkness. And it says he's a mercenary and killer with the aptitude for boomerangs and other projectiles, antagonistic and often annoying to those around him. He has fought the Flash, and since his incarceration he has become a member of Task Force X, aka the Suicide Squad. So of course that's where we saw him in the Suicide Squad movies. And of course with that card we do get the stand as well, so we can put that on. Of course not the like coolest little card design. It's always like when the cards are nice and bright, especially compared to the figure, so it's a little more darker. It doesn't stand out as well, but with that stand they can go there together. So it's cool to get Captain Boomerang. Like I said, I just wish we had more of the normal one. This White Lantern one is cool, just to add him in with our White Lanterns and the other Lantern characters, but the normal one would be more what I would prefer anyway, so hopefully we'll get that someday. But overall this does look pretty cool. Nice Captain Boomerang design. Couldn't really ask for much better unless you go with like more older designs, but for modern day this looks really good. And our final figure today is the Penguin, also known as Oswald Cobblepot. Now, he was from a rich, high society family, but with their rejection and being bullied for his short stature, obesity, and beak-like nose, it would drive him to the criminal life. Now, when his father died from pneumonia from being in a downpour, this caused his overprotective mother to force him to always carry around an umbrella, even if it's sunny out. Now, this would aid with his life of crime, which would originally always center around birds, but he would eventually become the mastermind of organized crime in Gotham City. Now, he doesn't really have any special powers, but he is a genius, especially with business management and leadership. But he also does have a cold tolerance and is an avian trainer, so again, more bird stuff. And overall, he looks pretty cool with this design. Now, this isn't like the original classic design like that the card will show, but when I picture Penguin, this is always the design with the orange vest, purple pants, and then the black, coat with the tails and stuff. So really nice to have this design. I always love the, Batman villains, and Penguin's always the main one, so awesome to have him. So he has this top hat with nice purple strap around it, looks cool, and of course his big fat face with his long beak like nose. So look how long that nose is, it's just crazy. Of course he does have his one monocle there and his hair all slicked back coming into a point, so just nice face design. Then we get his round fat body, so of course he is real short, he is short character, but I like how he's got like the white button up shirt with the bow tie, the black suit like I said with the tails, and it looks like he does have some blue like paint over the top of it, to the white gloves there, so always have the nice little white gloves. Like I said, the orange vest going into the purple pants all the way down to the shoes with the white covers on them. So looks pretty nice overall, pretty nice dapper man. But for movements, we get his head that will twist all the way around. He can look down that far and up that far, so nice movements back and forth. We get the shoulders that come up to 90 when rotate around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that'll bend up that far, so almost all the way up on itself. With the wrist that'll twist around and of course hinge back and forth on the ball joint. We should have an ab crunch and twist probably mostly at his waist for this. Yeah, crunch back and forth and twist all the way around, so nice movements in there for him. And the hips can come up so only about that far, so about 45 and out to the side. Pretty much no thigh twist at all for him. But we get the single knee joint that bends back that far, so not even to 90, but it does have rotation in it. And then we get the foot that does flex back and forth, just very little flexing back and forth, and again very little twisting side to side as well, with the toe joint on the end. So of course with his short squat little body, you're not going to get the best movements, and this one definitely doesn't have it, but it at least works enough, to get him to stand and all that, so not a whole lot of issues. But for accessories, he does come with some extra hands, so we get an open like sort of weird hand there and a fist hand to go along with his 2 grip hands he's already got. And with those grip hands we can give him his umbrella, so he does come with one of his trick umbrellas, so nice one with the little bird head on the end of it there, so we can put that into his hand. So there he's got his umbrella. Of course they do come with the stand, so we can put him on just for stability. And finally we got his card, so there he is in much more classic design like early appearances, so don't have that one. I like I said, like this one much more, but there is that older design. And then of course on the back we have his story. So as I said, real name Oswald Cobblepot. It says, they say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but they also say evil is as evil does. A master manipulator, the Penguin is usually surrounded by violent henchmen who do his bidding without question, but when it comes down to a face-to-face, expect him to unleash a deadly barrage from a variety of umbrella weapons and other ingenious devices, often taking the form of foul. And when all else fails, the Penguin will fight as dirty as they come. Hand-to-hand combat doesn't ruffle his feathers at all. So nice little story there for him. And of course we get the display to put it in, so we can sit that there with him as well. So pretty nice to have the Penguin. Like I said, definitely prefer this design because the Platinum Chase does look more like that one. So really like having this one, definitely my preferred version, but really nice to have Penguin. Like I said, always an important Batman villain, so nice to have him and to add to the collection. And there we have our 3 McFarlane Collector Edition figures where we got Starfire, Captain Boomerang, and the Penguin. So all 3 of these look really cool. To me, important characters that added to the collection, especially like the Starfire and the Penguin. Obviously, Captain Boomerang is as well, but obviously more his normal version, not this Platinum one. And then it was cool, we also got the Platinum Blackfire to go along with Starfire. So really cool wave of figures overall, in my opinion. But let me know what you thought of them down in the comments. And if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.